Gonna make this quick and say hello, because our runners are getting ready to roll out here playing Kabuki for this year's main tournament Group D race. We have Maniacal, we have Flipheal, we have Excalibur, and we're about to get underway here in just a second. So let's wrap up the quick intro and be like, it's Rando on a Saturday night. That's a lot of fun. Yeah, we just kind of threw this one together. Hi, I'm Zeruvian. I have Pixcalibur with me. Say hi, Pix.
Hello, everyone.
We have Centroid doing some expert tracking to keep track of everything for us. And we'll have a little bit of time to talk about these two fine young animals because we are going to be running through the castle. It's Kabuki, casual boots, 80 keys. Oh no, Uncle. I think I've only seen that once.
It's annoying when all those text boxes got to go through there.
That text box alone just eats up so much time.
Because imagine if you're trying to get like sub 5, that's like already puts it down the drain already.
Sub 4 is possible if you just get a mirror or just, on your way down to Zelda Cell. Well, we're not going to see much of anything out the gate here. We do have a... Oh, wow. Well, that's not going to be active until we get to Kakariko, so I don't think we can talk about Kak skipping, because you don't skip Kak when you have a flute in hand.
Oh, definitely no incentive at this point, especially with just... You just warp around with that, so... why skip the density anyway?
Nah, it would make no sense. We have... The castle front here has a few items. One of those items is guaranteed to either be access to Castle Tower or the Hyrule Castle's sewer key. The access to CT, of course, meaning we would have a castle key in the first check of CT. I don't think that's really that common here. Now, both of these runners, Maniacal, who has been out of the loop for a little bit, he's come back in recently and obviously is a perennial contender. Flipheal, who has a phenomenal NMG time. They're going to be showing us quite a bit here, but it is all dungeons keys after this escape sequence. Which means a lot of patience and deciding when to go and how to sequence what you have with where you are.
Alright, so that key was that's the sewers key?
Yep, the Hyrule Castle key is necessary to get out with the princess. So normally that's going to be somewhere between here and the Dark Cross. I'm hyping up something I don't even know is theoretically possible in this branch. I mean, it's much more common in, say, key drop.
I was trying to think of how to. You're mentioning Castle Tower. It's oh yeah, wait. If you get a sword or a cape early, I was like, cause I've never seen that. You just go straight into Castle Tower early, right at the start.
Yeah, I've definitely had a seat or two, and I don't remember which variety of modes I've had, where the game's oh, here's a Master Sword early. Oh, I guess I'm going into the castle, or the tower rather, to get something out of it, whether it's a Hyrule Castle key or a Castle Tower key to get the other check for the Hyrule Castle key. Qualifier had it? Group Racer 2 had it. Okay, so apparently I'm not blowing smoke. Good. I didn't. I'm not participating this year, so... Generally, a good escape time in casual boots. You want a low 5, a 5.0 something. You can get under 5 minutes. 5 minutes. 5 minutes is great if you get there. Unfortunately, 5 minutes is 5 minutes. Plus all the text boxes we get, plus Uncle's text box to start with.
That flushed 5 seconds right there.
Yeah, typically you're going to see more along the lines of like a 530 with key items and stuff like that. 530 is probably being a little bit generous in terms of time. These guys are both fantastic. I wouldn't be surprised to see anything slower than like 516. Like worst case, like get 3 dungeon items in the back. Oh, there's a beautiful stab of the key rat. At the back here, these 3 checks that we could just bonk open with the boots.
I mean, their dash lines are like really smooth. So, ooh, okay. So
it's some free bombs. Get some free bombs. Oh gosh, the starter kit.
So that gives options. So that's a bottle. That's okay. Don't have to do like the bonk rocks outside of the. I think the fortune teller. Don't need bombs there.
You might still, just because. Now look at this. Even missing that, and even with the starting text box, we got a 505 from Flip.
Oh, that's...
We got a 507-ish, 508 from Maniacal. These guys are good. Right. Really good. Ooh, and look at that sword. It's like Castle Tower heard me or something. So you got to imagine both the guys are going to go right over to Kakariko. You got the flute, so you have no reason to do anything other than what you would normally do, starting one of these casual boot seeds off. Just with the added caveat of, we have to beat all dungeons. The keys are shuffled everywhere. As demonstrated, here's your pod big. So the question is, do we have a troll in tonight's seed? What would be the troll in tonight's seed?
I mean, it's a little harder here if it is all dungeons, so you're going to probably be a little more thorough with their searches. And, oh, okay, nothing on Lumberjack there.
Yeah, there's this little sliding scale of thorough versus aggression depending on where you are in the seed. Because obviously... We joke about this mode having the caveat of 2 extra ice rods, and those 2 would be the Castle Tower small keys. Because being all dungeons, that does mean you've got to beat Aga 1, regardless of whether or not you've beaten Aga 2, because, you know, he's a wizard, he can time travel. Ooh, half magic is a nice safety to have that I didn't see Maniacal pick up just a second ago. And we have ourselves a free hammer.
This is starting to load us up a little bit.
You know, I don't like a seed juiced on the front end. For the same reason we didn't like it the other night. The back end, with all the stuff to look at, ends up just being a wild goose chase of where do I go, in what order, and when. Hey, big money. We like money.
So I guess you'd rather prefer maybe you bottleneck early, and then you get kind of the stuff towards the back.
Yeah, it's my arrow. Okay. All that money, remember the game doesn't consider money to be a logical item for check. But having 500 rupees before the option to go up and visit Zora, who is in logic with the glove, is probably a good thing.
Already picking up one of those Castle Tower keys.
And with a sword, that does give us the means to get both checks. Although the second one, not logical without the lamp to see what you're doing in the dark. We don't really care about that at this level. A bow is interesting here. Our first bottle in the well, which is another check we can make while we're in Kakariko. Both runners.
I'm gonna assume both runners. Oh boy, this seed is seed's kind of loading up stuff here.
We're a little cracked here. We got a bottle. We're full clearing CAC, with the exception of Magic Bat right now. We can get everything, basically everything on the mountain except Clear Tower of Hera. We can do South Shore. We can go to the desert area quickly with the flute. We can go to Eastern and get 4 checks. We can go, I mean, this is wide open right now. The only thing keeping us from doing anything really exciting is the Moon Pearl. Or else we'd be talking about Dark World too.
What does that kind of just starts popping up? Let's see. Oh, nope. Okay, that's okay. TR small. Is
It's
it?
too easy picks. It's funny because, you know, having infinity dollars means you have to earn the infinity dollars. Having the B means you just sell it for $100, and then you have a bottle to fill later. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. Yeah, Maniacal having that slight step on Flipheal in terms of check where they are, because Flip decided to farm an extra 80 rupees off the tree in the forest here. And the library bee having $20 that we don't need. I mean, 700 rupees is enough to do everything you need to in a seed now. You got 80 for the dig game, 30 for chest game, 110 to open pod, and, you know, the 500 for Zora, and you're going to get money back no matter what you do.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we see like another 300 pop up somewhere.
There's only 6 in the pool, my friend. I hope not. Hey, a big key. Oh, and Flip's going to have to go get it.
Let's see what this one is. It's TR.
We need it.
Okay.
It's TR.
I would have been laughing if that was like Eastern. I was like, well, they probably just rush Eastern at that point.
I would have been laughing with something like Swamp. It's like, oh boy, I went out of my way to go get this now when I can't even check it later without the flippers. Plus, Swamp's one of those dungeons you're more likely to, with the advent of the Specky clip, you're going to want to go mode Swamp if you can, because it's the fastest dungeon to do that in now, after Ice. Maniacal, you get my gold seal of approval for picking up that shield, my friend. Kate Sith in chat is upset that we didn't see a chicken clip from Flipheal. Or for Maniacal. I don't think Maniacal did it either. It is faster to just drop the bomb and toss it at the wall, but you gotta meme sometimes. You're on stage, have fun. These two guys are very sporty competitors. And we got nothing in Nagina's cave. That's fine.
A mini Moldorm. Let's see anything in here. Just the consumables. Okay, small key. Okay, yeah, we're gonna have to pick up some of those. Otherwise, nothing in mini Moldorm. I think Desert Ledge was also nothing.
Flip's just gonna flute to 8 here, probably. Oh no, he's gonna... Okay. I like this angle. So I was gonna actually just kind of gripe at Maniacal for running over to Desert when you could have just fluted to 6. And here's Flipheal fluting to 6 to check Nagina after doing mini Moldorm Cave. So they're kind of just gonna trade places for a second here. Even the score a little bit, you could say. Alright, where's the next step? We're going mountain. I like this. I wouldn't be surprised if Flip follows suit. Nope, he wants to finish up what we're doing down here, which is perfectly fine, and what most players, I think, would do.
Yeah, run up the... Let's see, Ice Rod. May just end up running Zora. Got plenty of money for that.
Yeah, the only thing I'd be worried about is to do Zora on a fake Flipper water walk. Since we don't have the Moon Pearl, you'd have to go into Waterfall, which means you're probably not coming back to check under the bridge. Easy to check when you get the Flippers in the Moon Pearl, though, unless that's where your Moon Pearl happens to be, and the Flippers are just on the mountain or something. Yeah, we're going to see a run across here. And we'll check the island while we're on the thoughts of... There's Bombos, okay.
So that's good to know. That's actually convenient in case you don't have Fire Rod. That's access right there. Okay, so nothing there.
I did not see what Maniacal just saw on Spec Rock, but I don't see him going for it, so I'm going to assume it was 10 arrows.
I looked at it on the. It was 300 rupees.
Oh, okay. We don't need that either.
Don't need more cash. Got enough cash already.
All right, so we're not coming back because it's bombs on the Zora ledge.
You flip already with 4-digit money, and at that point, you don't need any more cash for the whole seed. And Zora
doesn't agree.
Off. Rip off there.
By the way, I'm going to take all your money, and you're going to need more. Moon Pearl's just in Hera. I want my rando back.
French vanilla right there. So that is gonna. Well, that's a lot of options. Okay, so that's all the like hype cave and stuff. So the lower dark world access.
See, the problem is you can't really leverage the Moon Pearl where it is without exactly the mitts and the hook shot. It's both players are going to find it, and they're not going to really be making any diversive actions until literally after this mountain play. Go ahead and check Paradox Cave this way by pulling out the mirror. Yeah, Flip's coming right. It's the dense play, right? The game's giving you everything to go to East Death Mountain, so of course you're going to come up here on your way by. Nice fire rod. And the real meat's here in Paradox 5, and right now we're seeing, like, just bread. And more bread. And more money. And more bread. Okay.
Huh. The 3 out of 5 heart containers, okay.
We'll call that a wish sandwich. What do you think? Oh, that was a perfect Death Warp setup. I don't think that was intentional, but it was kind of cool.
Oh, I made it work. Okay, well, got that red boomerang, and gonna get that Moon Pearl.
Ta-da! Michael fluting back to 4. We're gonna see Hype Cave, everybody. Is it hype? That is the question. I mean, 2 big keys, both of them for the VU area, is pretty dang hype, if you ask me.
So Skullwoods is, I mean, that's a nice one to get out of the way. That's one of those fetch quest big keys, so you can kind of just route that all in. Thieves Town you're gonna need. That's outside of a small key for Thieves, that's almost full cleared.
Yeah, the big one right now is that small key logically blocks everything except the maiden cell in the basement. That's not going to stop us, but it is a likely candidate for bad last location for both players. You know, assuming they both go into Thieves Town. Vanilla stun price to boot? Goodness gracious. On the pyramid we have a pretty cool key. Maniacal's going to take this moment to go into Castle Tower and get both checks, I assume? Yeah, Flip is just... He's lagging behind in checks, but he will make up for that in execution if you give him enough time to do so. I promise.
Maniacal, I wonder if we just decide to take out Aga right now. I mean,
kind of need another key for that.
Oh, yeah. So you need a vanilla key here in this case to do that.
Yeah, that's the other thing is Flip also went up to the Zora area. Maniacal is probably going to do that later, if at all. Didn't really get anything from it. So if Maniacal never goes to Zora, he's not really in any trouble. In fact, he'll have more money than he needs. That's a small key. That's a pod key. That's the pod key behind a lamp. You know, if we care about that sort of thing. Yeah, Zora is, in fact, a forgettable check. That is correct.
I mean, had that been vanilla Castle Tower, I would have been laughing on that one. Okay, red crystal check. We got desert and pod for red crystals.
All right, I am going to just jump in here and just set the table. Now that we're 20 minutes and we finally settled our, put our hackles down and set our haunches in deep, we have this Group D race between Flip and Maniacal. This is Maniacal's first game of the main tournament group stage. Flipheal has one win over Drizzt right now. And the other player of the group that has a win is Mike Nikapai. So there's a lot still on the line. It is the end of the first week here of the group stage of main tournament this year, 2025. A lot more action to be had. We've seen plenty of interesting races already. All right, Flip. Very much following Maniacal in what Maniacal did. It is Maniacal's second game? Or was just one not reported? Because Challenge has him at 0-0 right now. That would be why. Thank you, Driz.
Oh, okay.
Which one of you won that game earlier?
Yeah, probably just not recorded yet.
Now, I think we're going to go ahead and take care of Zora. Oh, Driz beat Maniacal. So Maniacal is 0-1 coming into this game. Okay. So Flip's looking to build a lead, and Maniacal's looking to even the score. And these two, I would say, they're both really good. Maniacal's been around for a good long time. I actually saw him derusting NMG. Bottles on Empty did win the Open League one year, and then came in and contested in the Invitational League. Flipheal's been around forever. In my sphere, anyway. I am, of course, friends with Ikir from the same team that he is on over in. Don't forget to track us, who won our group in League last year, and then pushed into playoffs a little bit, but didn't get there at the end, of course, because wouldn't you know, this community is loaded with talent these days.
A good moth fight there. So, okay, so that's our green pendant, alright.
That's pretty nice, seeing as we haven't been over to Pot or Eastern yet, so we can turn that in when we go check Saha's closet. It's a fair bit out of logic right now, but we don't care about that sort of thing, right?
Yeah, I don't think anybody's waiting to get 3 small keys before taking out Moth.
I'm curious to see whether Maniacal is going to go ahead and drop in, or if he'll do the front 2 checks and then leave the rest. Because if you drop in and don't have a key, then you're going to have to save and quit out. So he's going to get the big chest first. There's your lamp to put the pod key and everything else into dark in logic for us here. And fancy a little bit of light reading material.
Nice to get that lamp out of the way, so...
I mean, having both sources of fire and knowing where the third one is, pretty good place to be in, if you ask me. No, we're not checking Ped yet. We have no reason to be thinking about pedestal just yet.
I mean, well, if Flip decides to go to the back and just kind of repeat,
There's your swamp big.
Repeat what Maniacal's doing, then he might just do that. Might just do that pet check while he's at it.
He might. It would be the only real time that he can in this case. Maniacal obviously isn't going to, for reasons I don't think need stated. Yeah, flipping front to back allows him to read pedestal and come back out the front. And also make that judgment call on whether or not he wants to do the front checks and saving and quitting out like Maniacal did. There's a lot you can do with 2 pod keys, though, too. Which is, I think, part of why we're headed in this direction.
Yeah, that to get you all the way to the back, I believe.
Yeah, if you get 1 more key, you're getting the boss and 12 out of the 14 checks. Even with just 2 keys, you're able to get 11 of them. How much you want to bet there's a key right here? I would have been so mad if it was. 2 Ganon's Tower keys behind Zaha. Adorable. I love how optimized that room looks from Flipheal. And we're going to see Hammer Moth here. I mean, probably. Yeah, you can tell it's definitely not their first rodeo, either of them. Even though Maniacal's been out of the saddle a little bit, with life busy and just stepping back from the game, as we all need to do every so once in a while. You don't want to get burned out on it, or just find it boring. We did see the Quake medallion there.
Oh, so we got really full medallion knowledge. You know where Bombos is. Flip with a good moth fight there. And we got
Skullwood's We're going to see that hover attempt from Maniacal, and Flip will do this too later when we get there. Let's see if Maniacal gets this one clean and squared away. And the blue boomerang. Oh, look at that. It's almost like you never lost a step, my friend.
That was pretty sick right there.
There's a lot of really good hoverers in the community now. And we are choosing to pick up the bomb. We're going to Helma with our extra key. This is a spicy call. Who's Andy?
You still have to admire that hover. That was just so smooth. It was just... I mean, I know in like the early days, we really struggled to get that hover correct, but here it's just like...
The Wallmaster grabs Flipheal in front of the last check that he's going to get in Skullwoods.
Just to troll a bit.
I mean, it's 2025. We've been playing this randomizer competitively for more than 8 years now. I don't think anybody really minds who did it first anymore. All right. And one more. Pot Prison. This is a spicy call, going to the boss first. Get the little spin speed set up here for Helma. Makes the hammer hitbox a little more manageable on the mask there.
So, I mean, pot is a red crystal, so that might be a little more incentive there. I mean, if it's like mitts dropping here or flippers or something big, then I'm like, that's what a big play right there.
Methinks Flippers block.
Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness.
That is a spike if I've ever seen one. What does that do for us? We can beat Hera out of logic right now? Golly gosh. We're gonna mirror back and go to Eastern probably? Because we're out of keys. We can't do much else in pod now. Oh, he didn't get to Southwest Basement, so he's going to do that now. It's like the meme says, right? There's always a small key in pod. The game have good memes today? I mean, oh, we can just do it anyway.
All right. So now we got logical access to finish error. Sure. I mean that does get that big chest out of the way as well. So at least he doesn't have to abandon that.
Yeah, but now it's faster. It's in logic and it's faster because you have the hook shot. Oh, that hook shot is huge if we see flippers in the swamp small in any quick fashion here. Or, you know, later on with mitts, you go into hook shot cave, you're not going to have to hover because you have the hook shot. Well, that's a sword in King's Tomb. Ooh, that's spicy. I mean, it's red. Orange red. I don't know how spicy it is.
So that's all their muscle power for the whole seed. Tempest Sword's plenty here. Desert Big. Ooh.
Now suddenly we have dungeons we can just knock down, although we can't get all the checks out of them and they're not fully logical to do so. Uh-oh, here's a small key. Ah, it's a TR key. We need at least 3 of those to complete the seed, in addition to the big key, this Cane of Samaria, and both rods.
I think Maniacal liking that Desert Big because he could probably just go straight for a Pyramid Fairy play because that's both red crystals.
If you ask me, that'd be a heck of a call to make this early. Just go straight for Pyramid. Because if there's something you need in Pyramid that's just late game blocked. Oh, no. There's the myths in Village of Outcasts. What does that do for us? That's easier access to Desert than the book. It also allows us to enter Mire, in most likelihood here, and give us more to do on the mountain.
This seems like just blowing open right now.
There's pod key number 3. Okay. So that's the one thing I'd be worried about for Maniacal, is not being able to do the back of pod. If there's anything there, he's going to have to come back later. Which is fine, because he has to come back for Eastern later anyway. Yeah, he's doing exactly what you said, Pix.
I mean, the only thing can't get is the stuff on the right. It's just gonna take the small key, just run the back. They flip into Thieves Town, so probably just gonna clear everything out outside of the big chest.
Another big key. That one to... Oh my gosh. It's from Misery Mire's big key. Okay. Big keys are raining from the sky right now.
We pretty much have, unless Mire is locked by bombos, we have access to pretty much almost get everything in there.
Yeah, well, the logic requirements will ask you to have some keys to get some checks in Mire. The only thing we really need to completely clear Mire out, although it's a little slower without one key, is the Cane of Samaria. Provided we can get in. And we can get bombos. The game just doesn't expect us to do so. Not until the flippers, anyway.
Yeah, if they want to, I think you could fake flip to that island.
It's not so much that you can fake flipper, because you can't mirror while you're in swim state. But if you set up a water walk off the pit in Skull Woods, you can drop by where the Dark Potion shop is.
Yeah.
And then whirlpool over, mirror on the spot, and there you go. And then, since we have the flute, just leave.
I mean, haven't seen that in a while, but at this point, I mean, both runners, they've got so much other stuff to do anyway.
Yeah, and you need the flippers to clear anyway, so if the Bombos medallion opens anything, then you're like, oh, well, I'm not going to find flippers in there. But there's really not much else we need except for keys at this point. There's a key. That's a minor small. Well, suddenly getting 7 of the HX in Meyer is trivial once we get there. Maniacal sneezes to get his mitts before doing that. The logical compass to this dungeon. Thanks, game.
Nice vanilla. At least in the same level compass. Really gives us like no information.
Well, it tells us we've opened 6 chests. That's plenty of info.
Nothing they need.
The old blind script.
Maniacal should be following suit, so we'll be picking up those mitts.
I love how tight these dash lines are Maniacal, and I love a good blind script. Right, one pod key doesn't sound the alarm bell, but when he opens up the brewery and gets this other one, Maniacal's probably like, huh. I wonder if there's anything in the back of pod that I need to go get.
I mean, especially if you find like Eastern Big back there, because then you can't.
You see the bomb there? Yeah, he's telling us what he thinks. He's not happy about that key.
But if you find like Eastern Big back there, then well, you can't wait. You're gonna have to go kind of do that anyway.
I mean, that's why I'm perfectly okay with like making that aggressive call. Silver's on the okay, sure. And Flip's gonna go ahead and just chase this down with the mirror and get the Smith taken home, get the pegs, get the Bombos tablet at the end of this. And then I would be hard-pressed to think that Flip does anything other than go to the mountain here. Actually, he might have to just go to pod, because he has 4 keys, big key. So in his eyes, that's a very clearable dungeon.
Yeah, I think four smalls, you can just skip the first lock. Yeah, since you got Bowie, just go around the back. I think you only need 4 keys.
No self-respecting player is going to do that consistently. You always open the front door unless you're trying to just pull a fast one on an opponent and get things that they are not going to be able to get because they're short a key. It's a risky way to play.
Yeah, I think most runners are going to ideally want 5 smalls, because that's an easy hammer yump.
Yeah, what's more likely to happen here is we're probably going to see Flipheal skip one of the Harmless Hellway or the big key chest. Which, again, if one of those has something and you open the wrong one, the 50-50 is just like, oh, I got randoed. Been there, done that. How much patience and metal does it take for you to learn that dash between the spikes there in the Thieves' Town spikeway?
I mean, a lot of times when I see it, it's ideally want something like a cape or something just for safety, but for them to just set it up and just run through it and then get it perfect, and it's like,
I'll be like, setting up the God Pixel in the actual Heckway is one thing, but like running from the switch through the spikes, like having the dash buffer set up, that's on the short side of the spikes too.
pretty much like muscle memory for these kinds of runners here.
Yeah, that's what I would say. I wonder what it takes to learn that one. Hey, look, it's our third kid at Stour Key. And then you go check Bombos here, because that's in play with what we have with that book. Nothing doing.
All right, so mushroom. Let's see what that has today, and nope, more money. That I mean, I think we've seen like 300s already. So
Yeah, we're not going to need more money, is what I'll say. All right, so Flip's going to go ahead, and this is only slightly unfortunate because we know that the Desert Big Key is over in Eastern, but these Meyer checks could push him over to Eastern if we see the Eastern Big Key. Maniacal gets his crystal off a blind. Maniacal's got that dungeon lead, but he's aggressively clearing stuff as he can. And I would happen to think he's probably going to follow Flip as far as going to Smith Chain and Bombos, but without Flippers or the Cane of Samaria, I don't see her going into Meyer just yet. He's probably going to try to leverage that hook shot if he can.
yeah, so Flip can't quite get into Meyer just yet. Gonna need to pick up that Quake.
Yeah, there's the Meyer Big Key. And I didn't see... It said Quake, yeah. So that was over there as well. Gonna be a second before Maniacal could go in there. We'll see Checkerboard next.
Yeah, I think it was that first check of pod that had Quake, I think.
Yeah, I believe it was the shooter room check where that first key usually is. So yeah. And a map. We are gonna pick up the map. Eastern map. I mean, it can be helpful to know which dungeons are your pendants.
I mean, grant it's all dungeon anyway, so you're not gonna skip any of those.
Right, that's why I'm not really terribly enthused about picking up a map there. You know you're 5-6 already, you know your pedestal's dead, and you have your green pendants, so I'm not sure why you would pick up a map there. Unless you know when GT mode would be. But I mean, you just kind of suss that out by playing, right?
I mean, at this point, they could just enter most of these dungeons here. Let's see. Okay, so Smith is just more money.
You know, wait, bringing up a good point in chat. Knowing what can and can't be in GT is also a good thing. But I mean, that requires you to just, know what gets you access to GT, which is effectively the same thing.
I mean, maybe something like a Turtle Rock map might be handy to get, and you check that really quick to see if it's a crystal, because they probably don't want to have to think about an Ice Rod in GT, potentially.
Ice Rod in GT, Swamp Small in GT, Fourth Turtle Rock Key. If both Meyer and TR are pendants, Kane in GT. Kane can be in GT. It's not entirely likely, but it can.
Yeah, I've seen some of that stuff. I know I've seen definitely Swamp Small in GT, and it's like, oh, that's just rotten to see that there.
And we haven't even started talking about the nasty that could be the GT Big Key hunt and all the fetch quests you could find on your way to it. Or Castle Tower keys, since they're basically the same vein. Alright, so this will be interesting to see what Maniacal decides to do after getting the Bombos tablet arrows here with that extra key to Ganon's Tower. It doesn't do us anything right now. Meanwhile, Flipheal's giving us the checks we know Maniacal wasn't able to get on his first trip into Pod. With those 2 extra keys, these checks back here on the right-hand door, but not the door going down, are in logic. There's an ice small in the arrow chest, and a compass.
So the harmless hellway, is that locked by 6 smalls?
It sure is. So the game's going to expect you to have the total number of keys that would be required to open all doors in a dungeon to get to any door that using a key elsewhere would prevent you from getting into, since the Dark Maze, Helma, the Big Key, and Harmless Hellway are all 6 locked. Because if you use any one key elsewhere, you can't get it. Now here we get... Oh, there you go, Flip. Flipheal is a known supporter of removing shields from the game. So he let us know what he thought about that. Shield, the same way Maniacal let us know what he thought about that pod key. And it turns out Maniacal's not getting burned by not coming back here. Because I don't think we got anything of great import. I think the most we saw was an ice small.
Yeah, and that's not needed for... I think just having 1 small is probably enough to get around. And then I got both of them. Turtle Rock map, that's just for information, if anything, but... Otherwise, not gonna do anything for progression.
That kind of goes back to what we were talking about, though, doesn't it? How you might want the map to tell you what can and can't be in GT. You did say the Turtle Rock map would be nice to have. There it is.
Yeah. Because if that's a crystal, because that would take out, Ice Rod's got to be outside, Samaria's got to be outside. No, at least it rules out those things.
Flipheal's going to get his hook shot from Helmasaur King. I mean, where's our density right now? I would have thought it was here in Pod with the extra keys giving you a few more checks, but it might actually be Meyer.
Let's see, could be Meyer, could be Dark Death Mountain.
Could be Hera. I mean, Dark Death Mountain, the hookshot's not in logic, so I'll think about what could be our progression in general right now. You have to assume that 2 of your following checks are going to be pod keys. So I'm almost thinking... I think the game wanted us to go to Hera.
Yeah, I mean, they can do... Well, they can't do the basement. They could do the rest of Hera. You can still do part of Dark Death Mountain, you just can't do Hookshot Cave in logic. Have to hover that one otherwise.
I mean, that wasn't going to stop these guys anyway.
Yeah.
There's the 5th pod key in Meyer. Okay.
Yeah, we're probably going to see that other pod small sooner rather than later because of that hookshot.
Yeah, and most likelihood here. And, oh, that's a swamp small in the Meyer big chest. Okay. Are we going to see the flippers soon, then? Because that would make swamp the density. And Skullwood small. That's just kind of there. All right, nothing further for us here in Meyer. Flip is going into Eastern. He's going to get the couple little things over here, like the Desert Big Key that I believe was in the map chest.
Alright, so Maniacal now gonna be cleaning up these water checks. Flip did a long time ago. I don't think there was anything much, though.
No, he's going to get scammed probably on his way by. I wouldn't be surprised if Maniacal decides to water walk to the man under the bridge here, because he can just come back around and do a fake flipper to Zora anytime he wants now. But no, I don't think that's not meta at this point. Kabuki's is the pet name for this mode, which was coined by my dear friend Windblown Leaf as being casual boots with all dungeons Q-sanity. So it's a portmanteau of the two words put together. Or the two modes, rather. Oh, he listened. He heard me. Maniacal went to the man on the bridge. I'm really happy about this, actually. It doesn't have anything, but...
But good to get that out of the way. Yeah, as you say, could just fake flipper to the other checks at any point.
Yeah, and then Flipheal's last shield is on the dam, and he's not getting that one. So that is going to be Picket Food at some point down the line. Oh, Ether Tablet. We can check Ether Tablet, too, with the book. Flip is right behind us here. Well, it's not Ether Tablet.
Yeah, so definitely both think about mountain plays here.
You know what? I think this is going to be a Kane on Dark Death Mountain to enter TR.
I'm almost thinking maybe pot 6 is up here. The games like really expect you to go get this pod and then go pod small, go all the way back down, and then get your hook shot and go back up here.
I mean, it can put pod 6 wherever the heck it wants as long as it's not blocked by having the hook shot. And of course, pod being a crystal means it's not going to be in GT either. Yep, all dungeons meaning you need to clear all dungeons. That means both tower climbs, all 3 pendants, all 7 crystals. No matter where they happen to shuffle. Down goes Moldorm, and he has for us swag. We still don't call it the swag net, do we? Someone still say that? Oh, we say le filet these days, right?
Yeah, the filet.
The ice cream scoop is what I was calling it for a while. No, because it's Gamma's favorite item.
I mean, I've seen him use that on Aga 1, just to mess around there.
It's almost required to be used on Aga 1 sometimes in Swordless, too. The swag net, the bug catching net, is the swag net. So you can fight Swaganon with it. I'm proving my age in the randomizer, aren't I? Good luck, Late Bit. Thanks for the raid. What do I say here? Oh boy, here we go.
So, hook shot.
Is this pod 6 right here? Is this pod 6 right here? It is!
Oh my goodness. That's a
Caliber with the call. The cane! We both called it!
Oh my god, this is dirty here. Hair is small. Okay, so that's basement.
Com curse anybody? That's the 4
Okay, so 4 GT.
Oh my god. Okay, Flip's gonna find these two, and he's gonna flip. Ayo.
So this logic actually did expect you to double dip hookshot cave. Oh no, that's bad.
Yeah. I mean, it so happens. Now, does Maniacal actually only have 1 TR small? That could be bad. Yeah, I can't remember Joke Buster. I was too busy getting kicked by him. Wait a second. Into TR, and he does, in fact, only have the one key. Where did Flipheal get that other key? Because that's actually... Oh, it is Pendant TR and Pendant Ice!
Oh, that's not good to see Pendant TR. That's a potential major ice rod hunt. Major ice rod hunt potential now.
Yeah, that's shenanigans in legit form. And no, we have not seen the map pickup for Maniacal either, so he doesn't know this. Just Flip has that information right now. For those who might not have been around prior to the pandemic, most races were run on Speedruns Live, SRL, and Jokebuster was an IRC bot that would boot you from a race if you were not live on Twitch and ready to roll. Well, there's a desert small, okay. So now, slowly but surely, actually the Pyramid Fairy is fully in logic now. Huh, how do we feel about that?
I mean, that's been there for a while. Now, it's in full logic. I think all our items are in logic now. We got pot 6, we got logical hookshot now.
Alright, Maniacal's going to get turned away because he doesn't have an additional key. And that pod key at Graveyard Ledge is actually kind of an elephant in the room at this point. Because from here, Flip's going to steal this key on the big key chest pokey and go forward to Laser Bridge. If we see a key on the Ice Rod, Flip's going to have this dungeon clear. I don't think we'll see the Ice Rod. I think it's going to be somewhere potentially inane.
You know, let's see. Maybe you could get... Maybe Laser Bridge could have something like flippers or powder/shovel. I mean, that would... I mean, flippers would be a big find.
I mean, I would not be happy to see flippers in, like, the big chest here. Oh, Maniacal's just going to clear Meyer with that cane. I like this, actually. Clear the dungeons you know you can clear.
I mean, we're not really missing that much stuff here. I think we're missing Eastern Big. At least one more TR Small. Ice Rod. And another Castle Tower Small. So a couple of bad fetch quest items there.
Here's one of those 2 checks that could actually be bad news bears for Maniacal, and this is Powder.
Oh, okay, that could potentially be. Because they both turned in that mushroom already, so if that has something, that could be some bad news there.
Oh, okay, so there's no way that either player misses that Ganon's Tower big key. That's good. That means that's one less bad thing we're having to hunt for.
Oh boy, well, called the shovel part, okay. Going fetch quests there.
I'm not liking the fetch quests.
I guess Laser Bridge, let's see flippers pop up, I guess.
I mean, whatever it is, we need another TR key to get it. Logically, that is. Logically. We don't physically need it, obviously. Flipheal's going to go get it in real time. Didn't you know we're the puppet masters of this restream? Oh, it's a small key? It's a... It does nothing, it's the Myers small. Aww. Pix calls the double dip of the hookshot cave logic. I call the cane being on the mountain over to enter TR. And then both the fetch quest items show up. And then we get nothing again for the desert small key, because of course not, why would we? Oh my god.
Oh, never mind. Oh, boy.
Alright, I guess we're going to swamp.
Oh.
Did you swamp into ice here? I think you do. I think actually that's the right amount of aggression that you need to do. Paging Swamp Palace, please report to the chat room. Hey, by the way, we got started late, so even though it is quite a bit after midnight, like almost 10 minutes, it's only 1 hour in race time. You know what that means? Your hourly reminder to give our followers a run. Let's try that again. Give our runners a follow. So I'll see if Follow Centroid is also participating in the main tournament this year. Pix and I are we're on the sidelines. Although I do dabble in some rando here and there. And I've been asked to play a cross-key seed that was played earlier this week, and I know nothing, not even the result about it, other than like a 2:30-something finish time.
So you're thinking about how trolly is that seed? What is it? What is it doing there?
Do I want to play this seed? Probably not. Another small key. That's CT2.
Ooh, that is huge right there.
That's one less ice rod.
So, yeah, no way they're missing that.
Now we just need the ice rod. That's not the ice rod game. And the Eastern Big. We need the Eastern Big also.
Yeah, and that ice rod can pretty much be anywhere except for Trinex. That's about it. If they have to do a GT climb, because you got the GT big key.
Ah, Swamp Palace has arrived. Hello. I should have bought you dinner first. I'm sorry. We're already here. Yeah, we do need another TR small. In fact, Maniacal needs 2 right now if he wants to steal the Poke Key and go all the way to Laser Bridge. Or to Trinex, rather. There's the Cape. Did we have... Did we have a look at what's on bumper? Does anyone remember? Does Centroid remember? Centroid our tracker tonight?
I don't think we've seen Bumper.
It's we saw Graveyard Legend King's Tomb. You mean Flip didn't look at bumper? Flip looked and it was nothing. Okay.
Okay, that's fine. Oh,
big key to East. We're in GT mode.
Boy, oh boy.
Oh, and Maniacal can't climb because he needs a key to get the big chest of Turtle Rock to get the big key to GT. Oh no. And that's not a bad thing. I mean, it could be depending on what's on Powder or Shovel.
Yeah, or Powder, Shovel. He hasn't done Graveyard Ledge. I mean, there can't be that many more checks he's got left. So
okay, you hold your horses. We can clear Eastern. That's our 7th crystal. You can go into Ice and get 7 of 8 checks. You can go into GT and get 22 of the 27 checks. There's plenty of places you can look. You only need 2, though, unless there's something in the big key chest of TR. And I've seen that be a thing this week also. I've also seen people bumping the door to go to the big key chest short a key, locking themselves out of Trinex and having to find where that last key is, and that, I tell you, is a bad feeling.
Yeah, you never want, like, have to find 4 TR smalls. That's never friendly.
What? The bubbles were stuck on the... Okay. I've never seen that before. Yeah, Maniacal sees that he's going straight to Ice, because for all we know, Ice could have at least one TR small. Right, Flipheal is going to pair this with the Flipper Get from the front of Desert, and probably take this opportunity to go clear Landmalus as well.
I mean, can you imagine Pyramid Fairy having like a TR small? Because I mean, it's been accessible for quite a while here. So, but at this point, yeah, Ice could easily have. I mean, if it has even 2 smalls, that would be like great.
But Swamp, we haven't touched your left side yet. You can't leave now. Alright, 10 arrows in the first check of Ice. I wish I could Hammer Dash anywhere near as good as these two.
And no Ice Palace Big Key yet.
Yes, we see Maniacal has flipped the switch, and we'll go ahead and wander around this way. Ice Palace Big Key can very well just be in GT.
Can you imagine if that chains up into like Ice Rod by chance? And it's like, oh hey, the way like you said, it's one of the TR smalls.
That's one. That helps. Still looking for another one for Maniacal and the Ice Rod. Oh, that's the Thieves. Oh, no.
That's not yeah, they're not going to be checking that anytime soon. I'm not going back to that one.
No, that's the trendy last location for most players. This is how I like to route Ice, is what Maniacal's doing. With the spare key in hand with the switch flipped, you always drop down here if you can and go straight to Ice T, and then finish it up by looping around and taking the block fall in the center to Cold Stare. An armor upgrade in Ice Palace? You don't say.
I mean, Seed's kind of decked them out on gear. I guess we're just missing one more sword to be fully decked out here. I think Maniacal, he hasn't, I don't think he's done King's Tomb yet either.
No, because you would do King's Tomb with Graveyard Ledge if you didn't have Mitts, which is what Flip did. Maniacal hasn't had a reason to save quit back to Sanctuary, because he's just been on the go clearing stuff over on the, over and over here. We're going to see that shovel checked by Flipheal now. I think you play this into Swamp. You just come back across the screen and then go to the Dark World portal there. And that sword advantage could play in too, but there's still one more sword in the pool as well that could just show up for us. Shovel had nothing. We're gonna just go back to 4, and we're doing Swamp because that's what you do in this situation.
Nice Cold Stare fight, and that's another small key. Oh my goodness, that is absolutely massive. I didn't actually expect 2 small keys in Ice there.
Yikes. Well, it also tells us Ice Palace Big Key blocks a TR small. And again, the Ice Palace Big Key can also just be in GT. It's like this muddies up where things can be because it doesn't make it easier to find some of these locations. Maniacal's about to get scammed. RIP 1/3 of his wallet. Flip sees that shield. He ain't going anywhere near it. Not even close. We're not even going to Zora. Has he already been to Zora? No. I Zora just doesn't exist.
Yeah, he's just clearing stuff right now.
So Maniacal is a very cognitive player. He's thinking about the logic. He knows that that third TR small gets him access to Trinex, but is out of logic behind an Ice Palace big. He knows the Ice Palace big can just be anywhere he hasn't been, or GT. So right now, he's going to clear his last crystal and go to GT, trying to angle for go mode by finding the Ice Rod. Which he doesn't know is going to be go mode, because he's going to be looking for the GT big as well. Now, Flipheal, honestly, isn't really terribly far behind him. The only thing that kind of hurts for Flipheal is he's going to end up diving TR twice. But the thing that kind of helps is if that fourth key is required for an item in the big key chest, Maniacal's in deep doo-doo in that case. Kinda. I mean, Flip getting Ice Rod and GT Climb means that Maniacal would have to go to the big chest of TR to get your GT big, then climb GT, then come back to TR.
Okay, so we're gonna have left side swamp play here, and I mean the ice big could just be sitting on left side here.
That's true, and so could the Ice Rod. The one thing that we know that Maniacal doesn't know is where that fourth TR small is, and that's kind of going to be the elephant in the room for how he chooses to route. Now, Flip doing this, knowing that he doesn't have much left to look for or where to look, so this is kind of a hedge your bets scenario. You do something you think your opponent's not going to do. Or maybe he just always does left side. I don't know. I have to ask Ike here.
Right, so left side swamp just bricking out there. Nothing.
Yeah, unfortunate but true. Left side Sam having nothing. Also unfortunate but true, Maniacal is going to go over here, which will allow him to get his GT big before GT.
I mean, good to get this out of the way in case, Ice Rock could easily be at the top of GT. That'd be a rotten place. Or even the GT big chest. It would force you to double dip into TR anyway.
Yep, so he's going to go ahead and go in and go deeper. And again, this could be a blessing in disguise.
Oh, no, never mind. He's going to go straight for GT.
You know, I am surprised. Just a little bit.
I mean, if he finds Ice Rod on the 22 checks here, one of the 22 checks, and I mean, okay, well, that's good to go there.
Yeah, Staves, this is what I'm doing too if I'm in his shoes. Yeah, GT Big is in the TR Big chest. Ice Rod means you just clear on your way looking for GT Big key, because that's your go mode at that point. Ice Rod could be in a lot of places that include not being here. Although those places are getting a little bit more, shall we say, thin. Oh, not even spread out. Like there's no spread. You're basically throwing darts at a board that's got holes covering it already. Frigu.
Okay, Flip gonna be showing us Pyramid Fairies, see if anything was been hiding in there this whole time.
Now that's interesting because when you really think about this, Maniacal has had access to Pyramid Fairy for an alarmingly long time, but he's playing just a little bit more depth than breadth in that case. He didn't go for it because he didn't think it was appropriate, is probably what he's thinking. There's your Ice Big. We now have all big keys.
Oh, okay.
That's another thing we haven't done. We haven't done Spike Cave.
Yeah, Spike Cave's in there. Oh boy. You got Spike Cave, we got Hera Basement. Oh no, we don't have the Hera Small. Okay, so that's...
according to the trackers, both of them do.
Oh yeah, I think it was, I forgot, where was that Hera Small? I think it was just along the way somewhere. Yeah, so they could do Hera Basement. Some other out-of-the-way checks they can do here.
That's a Meyer Small, and it's not here. Hookshot Cave, yeah, it was the Pod Small, then the Cane, then I think the Hera Small, or $50 or something like that, and then the other one was the other one. Flip's gonna climb, I think. Makes sense, you have to do it anyway. You're not going back into TR without the means to clear TR. He's gonna do this before Ice.
I mean, Ice Rod could be sitting in that Ice Big chest there, and it'd be kind of cruel to do that, but now that we have the Ice Big.
Yeah, fewer and fewer places where it can be. Oh, here's a bad scenario for Maniacal. What if it's in the GT Big chest?
Yeah, that's not an easy trip back down there.
I don't like that. He just said that. Please just be down here. You know, like make it nice for both players. You know, to not have to go digging for it, because it's just Turtle Rock can't have it at this point unless it's the big key chest. You know, Thieves Town Big chest, Ice Big chest. Pod Big Key chest, left side Swamp for Maniacal. No, Flip never checked Powder. Spike Cave. I think that's kind of all she wrote there, right? That's a bit of everything. It's not... Do we do Tile Room here, I think? Yeah, he goes for Tile Room here.
That's a good hook speed there on Flip's side.
I think that's about as high as you can get, too. Some of us actually, like, make a sport of that.
I mean, I'd be curious to see, like, if someone would do, like, a tool assistant and see how far you could... What is the actual maximum? Like, it really can't be much further than that.
It sure can, Zambi. That's the one thing that if you're a Maniacal fan, you're probably hoping not to see, is an Ice Rod on the climb of GT. It's not here in the basement. Unless it's the big chest. Oh, we're gonna do Hera Basement. Oh boy. Okay.
Yeah, I think we're just down to, like, these little corner checks now. And then noting in chat, I think GT pretty much logically locked all the pendant dungeons. What's locked? Yeah, locked Skullwoods. There was a small
absolutely did.
There.
We had Skullwood Small there. We had the Ice Big there, and we know that the Ice Big blocks the TR Big. So logically, you're supposed to go into GT before getting a single pendant. I really don't want to see Ice Rod and Spike Cave again. I don't care if I won that race. I don't want to see Ice Rod and Spike Cave again.
I mean, ice big chest is also kind of annoying to get back to at this point. Already cleared the dungeon, don't want to go back down there.
Most players are going to just ice break it anyway, right? It's not Hera Basement.
I mean, even the Thieves' Big Chest, that's long forgotten. I mean, I guess that could be paired with Powder in this case.
I wouldn't call it forgotten. It's just definitely not what I'm planning on doing. The Maniacal is going to bank that it's just not TR. Is what it seems like. The way he's routing right now, he's planning on going to TR last if possible. Which we know that's not possible. Okay, it's not Spike Cave. Goodness. Bless you, Rando. Bless you. Okay, what's this then? This is probably Pyramid Fairy, right? Yeah, it's the only thing that makes sense here. You don't go back for less side and effectively -2, if you skipped it at minus more than 2.
Yeah, I think for Maniacal, left side swap would just be true last location. You're not going back there ever.
There's the save and quit out of Eastern for Flipheal. I think Flipheal's angling to go back to ice with the big key. Not go back to, go into ice with the big key. He's playing the logic route, and this actually could pay off for him.
Yeah, because the ice big was just on the lower GT area, so yeah, he can just know that one go.
The ice rod can still be on the upper. And Flip's already done everything else in TR. He has no reason to go back except to kill Trinex until he gets both keys out of ice. Maniacal's going to run over to Pod and get the rest of Pod now, I think. Remember, he didn't do the back earlier. He just killed Helma.
I don't think we've checked the big key chest. Neither player was able to.
That's correct. Flip went in with 4 keys, and I believe that's the one that he left. Now we have all 6 keys. We can open everything. So Maniacal's going to do exactly that. Is it right here? No. Okay, it's not in Pod then. No, Flip never went back to the bat. We're still looking for the bat. Alright, so this is time Maniacal is like visibly up on the screen that he's giving back to Flipheal right now. Although Flip does have that castle tower clear in hand right now.
Spots for Ice Rod starting to run a little thin here. We got Bat, we got Thieves Town, Big Chest, GT Climb. That would probably not be good for Maniacal if he's going to do TR last. That's pretty bad.
I mean, TR last is fine if the GT Big Key's not in TR, which it is. You're looking for the Ice Rod to clear TR, and you're looking for the GT Big Key to potentially find the Ice Rod. It's like, ugh. I'll say one thing, at least that Bombos medallion didn't end up being required for anything. So we won't end up with a full tracker. Yeah, Flipheal has the GT big. Maniacal doesn't because it's in the TR big chest. And Maniacal was short a key to get that deep into TR. So right now, the GT big chest and the climb are 5 checks Maniacal can't or could not have done going looking for the ice rod when he was first in Ganon's tower. And Flipheal showed us everything we can see except for the big key chest and Turtle Rock, so we know the ice rod not likely to be there either. But ice rod hunt, everybody! Clap your hands, or paws, or whatever you got.
At least we didn't have like multiple ice rod hunts, but it's the traditional ice rod. The whole badness of that.
Here comes TR4 and Tempered for Maniacal.
Now having all 4 TR smalls might get Maniacal to TR, because now you could do Lava Chest. I mean, it could just be in there for all we know.
Thankfully, Maniacal remembered not to just walk past the bumper ledge and then realized, oh, it's just junk anyway. And we have so much money in pocket. That's after, I guess we never paid Zora. But still, like, we've seen so much cash.
I mean, Flip, I think, did do Zora and still has 1,600 rupees.
Yeah, Flip did to Zora, and he also farmed a little extra money early. So this is, like, an unprecedented amount of chunk change here.
Alright, so we saw the GT big chest was nothing, so that's good.
Depending
Good from
on...
Maniacal. Good from Maniacal.
Not good for Maniacal. I mean, is it good? We're still looking for the ice rod. I don't think any check being nothing is not good. Alright, that's 23 of 27. Flip probably going up the tower here. Maniacal getting his tempered sword. Oh, Flip going to tile room. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, Maniacal going back in his portal. Could this be Thieves Town? Where are we going here? We just never do catfish. I'm so confused right now. I thought I saw both players do catfish. So he's going to catfish into Zora. Okay.
Yeah, because he didn't. I don't think he did Waterfall Fairy either. So okay, that's
no. He fluted away from. He did Waterfall Fairy, then he fluted away from it. And I understand why now, because he wanted to not isolate catfish. But I mean, like, catfish into Zora is not exactly. I don't think this is better, honestly.
I mean, you still have to get the catfish anyway, and that's like where most of the time is.
Whee! Not picking up that piece of heart. We're both on 17 hearts right now.
I mean, 17 hearts, red mail, got a few potions, half-cost magic, all the safeties you could want, so it's like, yeah. Kind of curious where that other sword could be. I mean, like, could be on the top of the climb here. Could just be maybe on Trinex.
Could be in the ice big chest. Could be in the Thieves Town big chest. Could be with the magic bat. I mean, all these checks we're saying could be a sword, could also just be the ice rod. Yeah, Maniacal's gonna just go. And it makes sense, honestly. It's kind of what I feel like he would need to do if, for any reason, it just shows up in Flip's hands very shortly here.
Yeah, Maniacal's got 4 TR smalls. It's like, I can do everything except Trinex. I'm just gonna at least full clear the rest of the place in logic now.
Yeah, double dips and logical spirals and whatever else have you. Oh, that Stalfos shorted his walk. So it wouldn't matter if you had a little spooky action with the fire rod or a silver, you still would have shot him. Yeah, Lava Chest is the big one for Maniacal, if you're a Maniacal fan right now. If you're a Flipheal fan, you want it to be either Ice Big Chest or right up here in GT. Yeah, the powder and the Thieves Town Big Chest are the most intriguing things, I think, in my opinion here. Because those are two checks neither runner really decided to route in, and probably aren't going to until they have to. If they have to. If you're a Rando fan, you're already upset because it wasn't on pedestal.
Alright, getting some major checks here. We got... Oh, boy.
And
that's kind of what I was afraid of there.
So Flipheal is not yet in go mode. He does need to go to ice and get a TR small key. When he does, it's over.
Yeah, I was afraid of that kind of forced double tip. This is just a problem.
That's the bad news for Maniacal. It's like, in every circumstance, you know, you could say that he looked ahead on the screen with all the dungeon clears and all, and then the ice rod's just at the top of GT, and it took being short one key to keep him from getting it before Flipheal. So now Flip's off to the races as soon as he goes to ice, and ice and TR is only 2 dungeons left to clear. But he knows there's not a TR key in TR, because there can't be.
So yeah, he's gonna know at least one's in ice. He probably would expect at least one in there, and we know both of them will be in there.
Well, yeah, well, he only needs one. As soon as he pulls one, he's out. He's going straight to Cold Stare.
Because I think Cold Stare has the other one.
I mean, he's going to pull one in the chest, he'll get the other one anyway. He'll be like, haha, funny joke. 2-2-2, we love to see it.
Yeah, this is why I don't like seeing TR being a pendant, because there's just a lot of stuff that, especially in this case, the ice rod, that you might require GT to get this ice rod, and this is like the worst thing it could be.
GT Big Chest was a whole lot of nothing. Oh, this is... So Flip still has to go through TR. Maniacal has to go through TR a second time after climbing, and he also has to climb CT. I'd say this is a few minutes advantage for Flipheal right now. Oh no, you can't even save the portal if you did this. And you could, but it makes no sense because you're gonna have to do CT anyway. So where are we going if you're Maniacal? Are we going up to GT? It would make sense. I think you'd have to.
Yeah, with that GT big, just gonna follow that.
Are you gonna death warp from 18 hearts on the Dark Overworld to get back to your portal once you have the ice rod? And then climb CT?
At that point,
and then climb
just,
CT.
Yeah, might as well just play it normally at that point.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're either trying too hard to do... The amount of time spent going back through TR is almost the amount of time spent going up to CT anyway, isn't it? I don't know. Like the CT... You know, I actually might side with Maniacal on this one. I think going back through TR is actually slower. Is DDR Kirby around? He can tell us the time difference? There's a lot of players that just meticulously time stuff out. That could be one of those things. All right, Flip in Ice Palace has pulled his TR small. He is in go mode. He's going to beat up on Cold Stare. Then he does have to go back and beat Trinex from the front of Turtle Rock. There's a mountain climb and a Turtle Rock worth a GT climb and a CT climb and a portal save of Turtle Rock.
Yeah, so I mean, I think the crystal logic wasn't that bad. It's this pendant logic that gets a little bit kind of confusing to try to figure out all the...
The old GT pendant logic cat's cradle. The last thing you wanted to have to do there was drink a potion, and Maniacal did to save time, and not to save time, but to save time, because dying costs a lot of time, if you weren't aware.
I mean, just having to reclimb everything, and yeah, that's... I mean, didn't go down for the... I guess the fairy refills. Well, I mean, they got so much money, just go buy another potion if they need it anyway.
All right, back into TR goes Flip. Maniacal's going to be a few rooms away from his ice rod at this point, and you know, as it gets closer and closer to making it clear who has the advantage, this feels more and more like Flipheal's race, no matter what happens here. Because just going to CT and climbing CT, Flip's already a cannon.
Yeah, and Maniacal has to take out Trinex as well, so... Because I think even the TR backtracking through the front, I mean, it takes a little bit of time, but maybe I don't think it's that bad. I mean, you've already done everything else, you just run straight through.
Yeah, there's the ice rod. He's done. He's not opening anything else. He knows.
Like on the inventory, yeah, there really isn't much that we haven't seen. I mean, we know where Bombos is, we know where the blue boomerang is. Obviously, nobody's getting that. I think it's just that other sword that we actually just don't know where it is. Again, it could just be sitting on Trinex just for the lulz. Just okay, we've seen everything.
Alright, Agatu down for Maniacal, Trinex down for Flipheal.
Oh yeah, the bottle. Yeah, I think there's another bottle we don't know. That again, that could be on Magic Bat. That could be on Thieves Town.
Oh, there's the mirror. Yeah, so saving that portal. Yeah, Maniacal was an entire...
yeah, there we go. Oh, there we go.
I think where else could it be, right? Thieves Town, big chest, and we saw the Magic Bat. There's nowhere else we could have seen a sword except maybe Ice Big.
Yeah.
So of course, Butter. So that's it. That's all prizes in both climbs. Flipheal's going to save and quit to cannon. Maniacal's going to climb CT. He's going to be a Turtle Rock behind, but believe me, this was a race decided by one small key. Because if not for that Ice Rod, Maniacal looked very much like he was ahead for a good chunk of this race.
Yeah, I think it was that the graveyard ledge check, I believe. I think it was that TR small.
The Tempered Sword at the same time, it's just... it could have been so much more painful to have Master Sword, and yet these guys are so good they make it look easy without a Tempered Sword, you know? Oh no, Silver, my one true weakness. Here's the setup for the triple. Oh, we missed it. Just barely missed it. Do we have a double set? Yeah, we go to the left side. Bam, bam. And that will do it on the books for this race.
Alright, get your GGs in chat for Flipheal. We'll be finishing up this race. Exciting race here. Finishing up with a time of 1:40:44.
Yeah, and, well, Maniacal is in the cutscene for Act 1. He's in go mode. He's got that ice rod from the top of GT, but he does throw in the towel here. So make sure you put some GGs in chat for him, too. All right, once we get things sorted out on the back end, we'll get these guys in here. Flipheal has joined us. GG, Flip.
Hello, GG's.
See if Maniacal wants to pop in and say a few words too, but, well, the ice rod. Crickets chirping in background.
Yeah, I'm just reading the chat. Yeah, he did not dip TR.
No,
Well,
that's not entirely true.
Yeah, he did, but you got a second TR small out of Graveyard Ledge. That he didn't.
Oh,
so
he got gated at Chain Chomp.
So you had that one extra TR small that let you get the GT big. So when you went into GT, you were able to just pretty much full clear it and climb up to the top. And yeah, that's where we were getting the feeling that, you know, this you see pendant TR, this is potentially not good news. In this case, that shows why with that ice rod at the very top there.
Yeah, and then both the TR smalls, the other ones were in ice. So if you don't dip ice, you need the Graveyard Ledge one to get that on your first trip.
I think Inko even pointed out in chat, the game wants you to go into GT before getting a pendant, period. Because you have the Ice Big is in GT. There's a Skull Small in GT. And you got both TR Smalls out of Ice Palace, where one's just on Cold Stare. So yeah.
The hook shot logic was really silly too. I don't know if anyone picked up on that.
Oh yeah, we did. In fact, Pix was saying we're going to see Pod 6. And I was saying we're going to see the Cane. We weren't expecting to see them together. Is that Maniacal joining us?
Yo, GG's Maniacal.
Hey, GG.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
GG, man.
Sorry, I was getting some sort of warning because I was sitting in the waiting room over in the main Discord. And it was... Discord didn't like me being in multiple voice channels at once. So, sorry. But GG, Flip. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was just sitting on dead air for a second. I was like, GG?
Just awkward moment of silence.
Yeah.
All right, Maniacal,
No.
you're gonna say that it's like the ice rod. We're gonna say it's the ice rod. There's one major turning point that kind of decided this one.
I mean, I decided to rush GT and hoped it was basement, and it wasn't.
You did what most players would do there is you've got 4 keys, you've got access to GT. GT's blocking all of your pendants anyway.
Yeah. It seemed rational. I'd been in TR with 1 small key, 1 big key. The big key irrelevant, but had gotten something there. It seemed like a reasonable play. It just instead lit a bunch of time on fire, and then I had to volume all the way back to the stranded pod nonsense, and there was just it was zero-outered from that. I probably should have skipped pod. I am executing worse than Flipheal on most screens, if not all screens. So I need to find somewhere, and yeah, I did not find the right somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, it got to a point, and we were trying to find, okay, where's at least Castle Tower keys? Okay, that's fine, but this ice rod is okay, it's just gonna be wherever Rando decides to put this small key, the ice rod, because the checks were running really short. It was checks that were out of the way. Thieves Town big chest. I think Magic Bat wasn't checked. And then
because that was on your way to Laser Bridge when you get your GT big key, and no one's not climbing there, I don't think, just given that it's AD. So you've got Bat, you've got Shovel, you've got Thieves big chest, you've got probable Ice big chest. Based on the way that ice was, I don't think there's any way to get back to that. And then I had left side Swamp, but that wasn't getting touched.
Yeah, that's what I said. But he's going to Pyramid Fury. There's no way you go back to Swamp now at go -1 or 2 if you weren't going to do it at go -5.
Yeah. It was spots that were not live outs anymore. But when it was a 0 for 2 in the 22 available checks that were in the basement, that was very, very bad for me.
Yeah, when you play the numbers and the game tells you to go to GT, well, you would normally go to GT. The problem that I'm sure you've already figured out by talking, going with 1 key just kind of puts you on the rails to go anywhere except up the tower, and that happened to be the one place that the seed wanted you to go.
Yeah, if I'd put off Turtle Rock a little longer, but I'd already put off Mitz Mountain a bit, and I did kind of want to make that Ether Medallion relevant, and so I felt good getting the Desert Small Key, and that leading to Flippers. I felt like that was good, which was part of what motivated post Ice Palace me to just check in on the waterfall, just because I didn't want to do the whole Zora's Domain, but I did kind of want to follow up just a little bit on the Flippers. But yeah, not so good. Bad day of rando for me, unfortunately.
Yeah, they were telling me because the TR keys was what really dug you in. It was so silly because so I had done a water walk to Zora with the flute before I went up the mountain, so I had that done.
Not unreasonable.
So basically, when I did Dark World access, I did Hype Cave to Pyramid Catfish, which was nothing, but I got the agate checks. But then when I did the Dark World, I cleaned up Graveyard Ledge and King's Tomb, and I was apparently the only other TR small.
Mm-hmm.
So I had 2 when I went into TR, and then the other 2 were in ice. So unless you're going into ice early, Yeah.
Yeah, I felt good about hype to pyramid, and then going into castle tower and getting a second pod small because I hadn't touched village, and that let me do some amount of pod, including Helma, and I got the hook shot there, and I was hoping that all the pod smalls were buried. So then I felt really bad when they were just two chilling in village. And so I could no longer count that like the hook shot might have been relevant. But once I got through Castle Tower, I just went basically to pod from that rather than continue the play up to Catfish, because I was looking at that sort of whole doable north route over to mirror into Zora's domain, and was contemplating doing that post Skull once I got the Fire Rod, but I decided against it. Trying to remember exactly why. I'm getting things scrambled a little bit between the two different seeds of this mode that I've played today.
Oh no, you did another.
The
that was
Skullwood Smalls
earlier?
were gross, so maybe you didn't want to dip Skull.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I just save and quit out of Skull because I didn't find a small key. That's right. So I truncated that North Dark World route rather than, because I'd done back to front Skull because I knew I was on 0 small keys. That's what it was. So yeah, you got it exactly. The zero small key. So I wanted to full clear all the locations, so I just dropped in the hole and save and quit out.
Yeah, that's basically what I did too. But then, like I said, since I had done Pyramid Catfish, then when I went back to Village, I was kind of putting off Pod Eastern and Saha for as long as possible.
Sure.
Then I basically did, I think it was the upper 2 checks into Thieves Town, and then cleaned up the Stumpy and all that stuff.
Sure, yeah. Once Skull was the green pendant, I was just like, okay, there's enough value over in the Pod Eastern area that I'm just going to do it. I've got once I got the second small key, and that told me that I could open the middle door and do Helma pretty painlessly, I decided that it was worth just playing over that way. But yeah, I mean, it makes sense. I don't feel like I made the best decisions in this seed. I feel like it was a little hit or miss.
So, I had one question.
Sure.
I was worried about this when you went in, and you just kind of blitzed on Helma with 2 keys.
Mm-hmm.
That's something you always do, or something you just felt like you needed to do?
It's AD. You have to beat all the dungeons anyway, and there's a bunch of stuff that isn't going to be in logic because you basically have to be able to key lock yourself out of things. So, like, there was guaranteed progress on the seed by beating Helmasaur, and not necessarily any guarantee of anything else being progress. So I figured I might be able to clean up Pod with coming back to finish Eastern, potentially. Obviously get punished if Eastern big keys in the back. But, there were enough chances for me to say, hopefully the Pod small keys are really gross. Maybe Pod's a pendant. I didn't know. Just being able to clear it, check it off, it seemed reasonable to me, and then it returned hookshot, which seemed good.
And then you told us what you thought about the keys right afterward.
Yeah, that felt really bad. I did think about maybe just rushing directly back, but instead I decided I would wait until at least 5 keys and just hope that they weren't all just like hanging out in the back of Pod waiting for me. But then had GT before, had GT entrance available in Go -2 and decided to just put off Pod even more. But then when GT was empty, I was like, okay, kind of have to take my medicine at this point and eat an extra 45 seconds of Overworld. Which obviously also didn't work.
Yeah, so happens though. I mean,
yeah,
it did seem like you both played a really very decisive kind of game until the end points. Flip decided to stay out of ice before going to GT, and I think, eliminating by process of where things can be, Not wanting to leave the ice big chest was probably on your mind in that case.
Yeah, it was. So it was like I could see either option, but while I was in Eastern, I decided, okay, I'm missing 2 items anyway. It's probably unlikely they're both in ice, so I might as well go to GT. But like, if you go ice before GT, like that totally makes sense too. I just figured just at worst case there's something in GT, and then I come back up if I have to. Like it's just pretty unlikely they'd both be in ice. So.
Yeah, my hope was maybe 1 ice, 1 basement, or just getting ice done, finding ice rod in basement, and then and getting GT big key out of TR, and not having the extra mountain climb was kind of the way that I wanted to line it up.
All right, I'm pretty much tapped at this point because I think we've covered all the bases. We know where pretty much everything is because you guys showed us all of it.
Yeah, I'm missing a sword somewhere.
That was on Trinex.
You're getting it.
Okay.
Yeah, we called that too.
Then yeah, that's about it. I just I've not done any inputs since the last time you saw me doing anything active on the seed. So.
All right. So obviously this was your first match of the week. Is the other one already on the schedule? You guys got to talk it over still.
Yeah, we haven't scheduled the second one. I did 2 today. I've got another on Monday, but I just expect to just 0-6 this group. I'm not playing very well, so I'll do my best, but we'll see how it goes.
4-game run. Let's go. Starts here. Starts here. It starts with 1 Maniacal.
You get all rust out today. That's all. You'll come back the rest of the group strong.
Yeah, we'll see. I'll continue trying.
Just remember, never sleep on yourself. Because you're pretty darn good.
Yeah. Real quick, we were commenting on it before you got here with Michael, but I thought it was really funny that the pod 5 and 6 was the bonk chest in Hookshot Cave, and then there was one in Mire, which was behind the Quake in pods. So that's just silly on its own.
Yes.
Yep. Yeah, I laughed at those. Which is, I actually that's part of, and I'd forgotten to even mention it. That was knowing the pod 5 and 6 locations was part of what motivated me to go back for the pod 6 checks. Just because if you'd gone in with 4 and you'd split them, if you'd split against and either big key or ice rod popped there, I thought that was a live out, which was kind of how I convinced myself to go back into pod, was that I thought it was very reasonable that you'd done it with 4.
Yeah, that was a good read, because definitely, and I had 4, and I'm definitely skipping that one. I was definitely sweating that chest for a long time.
Yeah, I figured that, like, that was how I convinced myself that after GT was empty, that pod, like, could have been a live out. Otherwise, I was just never touching it. As it turns out, pod was completely dead other than the hook shot, but, can't know that.
Yeah, I think pod 6. Yeah, when we saw you going there, I was like, oh, you could be in that big key chest, because that's locked by 6 smalls as well. And I think
the problem with four small key pod is I don't know whether Harmless Hellway or the big key chest is the live one. So, like, even if I hit there, I don't know how to feel about it. Yeah. I feel like I'm like flipping a coin. I think consensus is that vanilla big key chest is probably the one that I feel better about, but I've seen people route it both ways.
And I think with TR, I think when you got that 4th TR small, we're starting to think, okay, you're probably going back there now because you could check pocket chest as well.
Yep, and that was part of it. I did find, I think, all of the small keys. Yeah, I have all of the small keys.
Where's the Thieves small? Is the only one I didn't see.
Oh gosh, Thieves small. It showed up somewhere, kind of gross. Was it basement? No.
I didn't full clear ice.
That might have been an ice, actually. I think that was deeper in ice.
Thieves small in
Yeah, because you're just going in looking for a TR small because you know it has to be there, Flip, so you're not getting it.
Yeah.
You're also not getting the French vanilla armor. That's nice, because of course it is.
Nice.
Yeah, I forgot. I forget where the Thief Small was. It was pretty buried, though. It might have been in one of the pod 6s, actually.
I mean, Flip got everything but Big Key.
So it could be Big Key chest then?
Could be. I thought it was a compass, though. Oh.
At
this point, it's all...
On right side of ice, there were 2 small keys. One was a Turtle Rock small, and the other, I think, was the Thieves. Yeah, that makes sense. I think it was Thieves, and then the Turtle Rock small was the Ice U spike floor room.
Okay.
I think, but I'm not 100% on that.
Either that or the H, because I might have done the U just to like see if there was something possibly. Definitely didn't do anything.
Oh yeah, it might have been the H, might have been the U. But I believe there were 2 small keys that were at least relevant enough that I kind of remember getting them on right side ice. But yeah, appreciate everyone with the comms and the tracking, and letting me come in and chat about it. And thanks, Flip, for the race.
Yeah, I like all that sentiments. It's always a good time to have a good restream, have some fun. So
yeah, what mode we racing next? What do you wanna jam?
I am 90% sure it's gonna be tile swap.
Okay.
Only because I don't dislike the Enemizer, but I don't know if I can in good conscience pick Enemizer with the Chaos Shuffle.
Yeah, I don't hate the call. I think it'll be likely that my next 3 races are all tile swap. Both mine today were this Kaz Boots 80 keys. So, I mean, it gives me something to maybe focus some D-Rust on, but I don't expect it to matter too much. I'll try. We'll see. We'll see if I can win one. But yeah. Thanks again, GG's, and I'm going to go ahead and hop out and let you guys shut it down.
Yeah, thanks for coming on in, and GG again, Maniacal, Flipheal. Make sure you give these 2 runners a follow, as they made me look silly. They're pretty darn good, I'll say that. If you don't think so, watch for yourselves, because I've been watching both players for a very long time. Don't think A Link to the Past is the only game they play. They're very high-level gamers, I'll tell you that. Pixcalibur, it's been a fun time. I can't believe it was almost 2 hours.
Right, been pleasure. I guess very close until really just one key item at the end. Just that's really what it came down to. We really couldn't tell who had the edge until we got to that point at the end. So yeah, GG's to both runners. Thank you to you, Zervian, for the co-coms, and thanks to Centroid41, our tracker. Had pretty much I'm to fill in everything here, so keeping us up to speed on this. Speed gaming community, the chat, and thanks to everyone. So I think tomorrow's a whole bunch of games scheduled, so any ones that, let's see if we could get some of them on the restream and see more good action between various runners. Anything else you have? Nothing else on my end.
Well, I'm looking at the schedule right now. I can tell you we have 9 games on the schedule already slated to be on Speed Gaming's 1, 2, 3, and 4 at dotted times. Of course, busy weekends all around the clock here at Speed Gaming Family of Networks. We will be getting started on Speed Gaming 2 at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, where you'll see, guess what? It's more Kabuki. We'll have Falcon versus Rotor Alarm coming up at you. Hopefully we get some volunteers up on that one. If you don't see that, you might see some tile swap between Zenit Schwert and Iceman F1 at 11 a.m. And it'll go any number of directions from there, as more games at the schedule, and you never know. You might see an opening that gets put on a channel. Make sure you're watching Speed Gaming and Speed Gaming 2 through 6 for all of your speed running and rando needs.
All right, so yeah, I think that's about it. So thank you again to Ceruvian. I am Pixcalibur, and we'll see you guys in the next race.